Oh, it's like y'all set me up for this. But okay, let's do it then. So I got asked the question, how do you deal with a physical and a mental abuse? All right, I'm gonna put it in two categories. All right. First category is just a male and female, you know what I'm saying? And abuse is happening that way, male and female with children. And also, that's just the first category, just to break that down to y'all. Second category is whenever it's you and your man, well, man, woman, and child, but adding family, friends, you know what I'm saying, into y'all situation. I'm categorizing it into those two parts. The reason why I'm categorizing them, like putting them both in those categories, is because there's different circumstances in them. A lot of people are going to try to justify it, and this is going to definitely piss a lot of people off. So, all I can say is buckle up, you know what I'm saying, for this. You know what I'm saying? But let's start with the first one. If you are in a relationship where your partner is physically abusing you, we're going to start with physical abuse in this first category. If they physically abusing you, depending on the situation, because you know what I'm saying, sometimes situations happen where it's possible that, say for instance, if I'm gonna use this as a prime example, say your woman is saying some of the most disrespectful or degrading things to you, and you end up getting too overstimulated where she's very aggressive with you, that you take it as like it's fight or flight, or she probably said something that like touches the core of your soul or something like that, and you react based off of what she said to you, and you end up putting your hands on her or him, however y'all relationship work, whether it's man to man, woman to woman, or even just man and woman, however that works for y'all in y'all details or whatever. If that is the case, now don't get me wrong, people sometimes say some hurtful things to their partners. Well, definitely when y'all are both are mad or if alcohol is involved with it. So you both gonna have to automatically understand that if you are an aggressive person, definitely when alcohol is involved, you need to stop drinking personally. But that's a whole different conversation. But back to the subject is just, if it end up getting to the point where it's physical, where you end up doing some harm to your partner, there's a small chance of reconciliation. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if someone said something to you like that pushed you to that point, you reacted because of what they said. You know what I mean? So I need you to make sure you understand that words, to a degree, like words shouldn't affect nobody, but it's certain things that people can say to you that will trigger you into getting a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, let's just be honest, sometimes y'all women do say some things that, you know what I'm saying, they be trying to push a nigga to that level. And the same thing, men can be sometimes careless and not be sensitive enough to certain things that they speak on too. So I'm gonna give both their flowers on, like, you know what I'm saying, both mess up and make mistakes. So it's not just one person on both sides of the field on that. So the thing that I would say is that it's possible for, if say if your man end up hitting your ass and it's the first time you ever did it. I'm not talking about a man that is consistently beating your ass. You know what I'm saying? Consistently beating you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about one time, like he ended up hitting you because on accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, he was trying to leave, you wasn't trying to let him go, and he accidentally, you know what I'm saying, pushed you off and ended up hitting you in the mouth, trying to get you off of him. Like, that's an accident. Or if you're attacking him and out of his own personal traumas and things that he's been through, he end up reacting off of reflex and end up decking you in your grill. Like, those are things that can be made up for, you know what I'm saying, with time. But at the same time, like, no man or woman should ever put their hands on anybody. Keep your hands to yourself. That's why my personal quote is that if I ever get to a point where I want to do physical harm to my partner in any shape or form, I'd rather them leave or me to chunk the deuces. That's just me personally. That's for the physical part of the aspect. Mental abuse, if somebody's trying to manipulate you and trying to mentally like attack you mentally, you know what I'm saying, try to drain you and stuff like that, you definitely want to get away from those people, because those people can put you into a state where you can do a lot of crazy stuff. Like from jumping on cars, busting windows out of cars, slashing tires, you know what I'm saying, breaking into their house, trying to set their house or clothes on fire. It leads to a whole bunch of just outrageous stuff. Or, you know what I'm saying, they can possibly, like, y'all broke up and you with someone else, they coming over to a dude house and trying to tell me, like, I'm in love with you, I'm not leaving until you come with me. You know what I'm saying? Just some real wild and crazy stuff. Trying to gaslight you in different ways. And that's men and women on both sides of that field as well. A lot of people going to try to say, oh, I ain't never gaslight nobody. Yes, you have. You know what I'm saying? To some degree, in some part of your life, everybody has tried to get something out of somebody at least once in their life. That's just facts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's just you trying to get some, just say if you wanted some candy from your parents, the same thing. Everybody has gaslighted to a degree when it was from children or whether it's in adult relationships, it happens. But at the same time, it's about you trying to manipulate your partner to do what you want just because you know that they love you to that degree that you can manipulate them and treat them however you want to. And that's just not cool, period. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Abuse to try to like tear down your partner where they can't, you know what I'm saying, function. Like my thing is, one thing is to tell your partner some things that are for encouragement, but there's also things that you can also say that can be tried. Like I'm gonna give an example. For instance, a mental abuse thing is like if let's just say that you did something wrong. This is where accountability plays in parts too. But say you did something wrong, and even though you know you did something wrong, you try to change the subject like you didn't do no wrong, or you try to make it seem like what you did wasn't that bad, and you try to like overlook it and try to change the subject. That's mental abuse because you're literally trying to throw away the fact that, oh, I slept with this guy last night, but it doesn't matter. I don't really love him. I don't really care for him. Like, I love you and I want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's mental abuse because and then you're trying to degrade it like, it wasn't even that serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how motherfuckers do. And that's men and women too. You know what I'm saying? Try to downplay the fact that they did something wrong. And the thing is, that's the reason why I say accountability is a major thing, like, when it comes to relationships. But now on to the part two. The reason why I say I had to put them into two categories is mainly because of this. When you and your partner are having y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all situations where mental and physical abuse is being done and going down, a lot of times women, you know what I'm saying, it's more prone for women, but it's some guys that do it too. They'll get their family, they'll get their friends into their business, into their relationships, and they will, like, say if a physical abuse happened, they'll try to call their brother or call their sister to come and try to like beat up the girl or to beat up the guy that's, you know what I'm saying, that is abusing them or whatever. The thing I say about this, and this, like I said, this is where the real triggers is gonna happen for people. I don't think no marriage, no girlfriend, boyfriend situation, even if physical abuse is the case, should ever come into play until, like, far as like calling outsider people, because the reason why I say that you shouldn't really get your family involved in those kind of situations because you're setting your family up to be in a situation they don't need to be in. Because if my thing is if you, like, I'm gonna use this as a prime example. Say your boyfriend beat your ass or beat you, and as we know, that's physical abuse. You got beat, and you go call your brother, call your uncles, you call whoever. They come over. They beat him up. You know what I'm saying? They beat him up. And they take you and the kids, if kids involved, that's why I say it's two parts within it, which whether it's just you and him or it's kids, just say either one. Y'all leave. But then after they came into that situation, now this man has no right to be around the family. No family reunions, no coming to the cookout, no coming to hang out, no coming over and vibing with everybody. Because now the bridge has officially been burned, and a lot of people don't realize that. And, you know what I'm saying? And that's where it can get dicey. And let me break this fully freaking down, like, for real. Because if she goes back to that dude, whether kids are involved or not, it's not going to look right whenever that man comes to the family reunions, comes to the cookouts, comes to the family functions after that situation. Because now he know if he is just that abusing type or if she's just that abusing type, by them coming back to that situation, and the family already don't like them because you created that situation where now the family don't like your partner that you brought with you. And with that being the case, the next time that situation get it to that physical violence upon each other, when your family members that you sent over there to come a second time for that situation, guess what? They're gonna get put on t-shirts. I'm just saying, they're gonna be put on t-shirts, and it's all gonna be your fault. And then what's gonna be even more worse is that after he put them on t-shirts, he go to jail, and guess who's gonna be putting money on his books? That same girl or dude, because they love him or whatever the case may be. Like that puts the family at risk where people are losing their lives. I hate when I see brothers and sisters hop into their brother and sister situations unless their brother or sister is trying to leave that relationship alone permanently. I don't think it should be no more going back or no more trying to fix the relationship. Like once it gets to that point where family and friends are intervening in their relationships. I do not believe in none of that. Like my thing is that, for instance, if my sister gave me a phone call and say, bro, you know what I'm saying, my boyfriend's beating my tail, you know what I'm saying, just beating me, you know what I'm saying, and I can't take it no more. I'm done with him. I want to leave, and he won't let me leave. Woo, woo. And I come that way to get her away from all that. Like I'm not gonna try to fight the man. And a lot of people be like, oh man, why won't you beat up this guy? I'm like, why would I beat him up? Like number one, he probably got kids by my sister. That's a high chance. Even if he don't have kids by my sister, me beating him doesn't change anything. Because my thing is that if I beat him up, only thing that's gonna do is put me in a situation where if she goes back to him, I'm still gonna have to be around him at the cookout. I'm still gonna be around him on the you know what I'm saying, on the family reunion. And a lot of people will be like, oh man, that don't make no sense. No, it makes plenty of sense because the simple fact is you're causing yourself to get in a situation where you become a victim of something that had nothing to do with you in the first place. And like, don't get me wrong. After I get there to that situation and I try to get my sister away, and if he try to press about my sister leaving, then I'm gonna take my action there. But if my sister is trying to leave and he's impeding on her leaving, then that's when I step into my position of making sure this gonna move smooth. You know what I mean? Like my main thing is to get away from the situation, not to add or to escalate it even further from what it is. You and the dude ain't gotta talk. You and the girl ain't gotta talk. It's just getting your brother, getting your sister away from that situation, and make sure it's permanent. Now, the reason why I say don't react to that is because a lot of people will react and go off and do all this extra, and then they get their sister away from it, and then they, like I said, go back, or your brother go back to the same girl, and that's just stupid. Because now you're going to jail, or probably even doing a penitentiary time for getting a highway. You might shot him in the leg. Guess what? You're doing years while your sister or your brother is back with the same girl that you went to jail for. So you got to be careful when it comes to those situations. Now, if I know it's permanent, like my sister ain't going back, my brother ain't going back, or whatever like that, then guess what? It's cool. Now, if he tries to or she tries to force their way back into their life, like, no, I'm coming over to get my kids, or I'm like, you're not leaving me, you're not going to be with no other chick or no other guy and all that extra, then that's where you come into play, because it's like your brother and sister have made up their mind officially about that situation. And like I said, make sure you like listen to this to the fullest, because like I said, this is gonna be very triggering, because a lot of people tell me I ain't let nobody beat my sister and all that blah blah blah. Ain't nobody gonna beat my sister either. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm gonna think before I react, and that's what I gotta do first, because the simple fact is that just like she has her life that she has built, I have my life that I got built. That's just like saying if I'm a multi-millionaire and something go down like that, I have to think, because if I don't think, I lose everything. And I'm not going to lose everything for no reason. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. Like, this is going to be hard for a lot of people to understand that. And you can feel how you want to feel about it, but this is just pure D facts. You can't afford to lose everything, because think about it. If I got kids, that I'm the breadwinner that's taking care of my kids, my woman, and my situation, my lifestyle for my family and everything, I'm not going to risk it all where they're going to have to do without their father in two ways, which is either me up in a cell or even me in the grave, all over something that my sister or my brother went back to after I intervened into that stuff. So you got to be careful about these situations. And I tell so many young men and young women about these situations, and I tell so many people to really truly think before acting. Your main thing is just to get them away. Like, why take it to the third degree just because? Oh man, they put their hands on my sister. They put their hands on my brother. It don't solve anything. Like, what does it solve? Definitely if they go back. You just wasted your energy beating this person up or shooting this person. In your mind, talking about, oh, well, they're going to know never to do it again. If they did it once, if they did it once, and the only thing they got was a beat up or got shot in the leg or whatever, guess what they're going to do to you the second time if they ever do decide to do it again, if they just didn't work it out. Because, like, half the time, like, let's be honest, they're shitty people, men and women, in a relationship that will press a situation to that degree when people don't want to. You know what I'm saying? We all are human. We're not perfect. Because let's be honest, there's some girls out there that be talking reckless that need to be punched. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just like there's some dudes out there that think that they can get drunk and they can just talk sideways and think they can just beat on a girl for no freaking reason when they got a good girl that's genuinely trying to help them, genuinely doing right by them. That ain't on no messy stuff, but just like, for instance, like there was a lady that literally, I mean, she's a good woman. Like, she's a real good woman. She cook, clean. She take care of the kids. She try to make sure he has, you know what I'm saying, a great day. Try to make his life easy. She keep herself up. All the things that most guys dream to have in a girl. This girl was that. She was one of them ones. The rare types that most men on here that's listening to this know. You know the rare ones I'm talking about. And the same thing on the flip side. There's a guy I know that was one of those rare type as well. Everything you would want in a man. Gentlemen, like all the whole 9 yards. And they got shitty partners, though. They got shitty partners that mentally or physically abuse them. And that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful what you hop yourself in. And this is what I warn every man and every woman. If you are in a physical, you know what I'm saying, situation where you're being abused, the best thing you can do is, like I said, one time of them physically abusing you, depending on the circumstances. Like if your man got drunk and came home and abused you, like beat you up and stuff like that, definitely leave. But if you're the one that is actively like causing this problem, like let's just be honest, you be pushing it. Like y'all be pushing it sometimes, ladies. When y'all be talking about niggas, man, F your grandma, you know what I'm saying, that passed away that you know he loved more than anything, or his mama, you know what I'm saying, or something that he cherished the most. You know how y'all go low blows. Let's just be real sometimes. I'm not saying all ladies, just saying, you know the ones I'm talking about. Low blows. And it can lead a man to like lose himself and let loose on you, or even the other types that when they talk about like you can get your stuff and get out, and that guy actually grab his stuff and trying to leave, and the girl thinks she can just cock him and then get mad whenever he start giving her them thunder cookies. You know what I'm saying? That she was asking for, like he was trying to leave peacefully, but she thought she can put a pause on him and he wasn't going. Like they say, everybody's tough until they start getting hit. I'm just being real on that part. Like, but the flip side is that, you know what I'm saying, women that are in situations where they're not going to tolerate, you know what I'm saying, being degraded and all that stuff, they just say, like, I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to deal with anybody who's going to treat me like this, where you think you can put your hands on me just because we're having a conversation or because I'm not doing what you exactly want. Like, oh, I didn't do this little thing. Like, I forgot something. Like, you know what I'm saying, nitpicking, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it's about being a unit in those kind of like situations. That's the reason why I hate when a lot of women stay in relationships that are, when they're in situations where they're being abused. You know what I'm saying? Men too, because only thing that happens is that builds up. It builds up, and it builds up in the worst way. And the way it builds up is that I'm going to start with ladies on this one. When you stay in a relationship where a guy is abusing you constantly, you get used to that to such a degree that I even been in a situation where I had a girl that I was letting go, like I was leaving, like because it got to the point where it could have got violent, and I was like, I'm not finna even tolerate this. I'm gonna bounce. I'm just gonna leave. And the thing that she told me when I was trying to go out the door with my stuff, blew my mind because she's talking about, look, I'd rather you beat me bloody and put me in a hospital instead of leave me. And I was like, wow. I was like, no, I don't do that. I don't play those kind of games. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that kind of thing. Like, that's not me. Like, that's not no man to me. Like, why would I want to beat you? Like, that makes no sense when I'm supposed to love you. You feel me? That's wild to me. And it's just crazy how some people minds work like that. And it's not just women that are doing that. It's men too. Men will say, I would rather you kill me dead before you leave me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're my everything. You know what I'm saying? Those excessive, compulsive people that take it to the third degree whenever they know that they're the problem, even though they try to say that you're the problem. Like, people got to be able to take accountability for their actions in their relationships. Like, when you know you did something wrong, you got to be able to say, like, it's my fault. Don't try to mix it up and say it was our fault. Like, we both. No, it ain't no we. You got to take your responsibility. It's not, if we broke up because you cheated, or, you know what I'm saying, if it's the reverse, I cheated, I gotta take responsibility if I cheated. Just like you gotta take responsibility if you cheated, or you did wrong by me, or you treated me like crap, or anything like that in the reverse as well. You know what I'm saying? If I treated her like crap, like, we gotta take responsibility for our part in it and stop saying some we. We need to know. It ain't no we. We need to start with what we did first to acknowledge that, and then press it on to, like, we need to try to do better, try to communicate better, try to speak to each other, speak life into one another, all these things. But I just don't want to see men or women in abusive relationship where they allow it to go on for so long that it puts them in a spot where they feel either trapped, or they put themselves in a dark mindset that it can get, like, extra gritty. Like, I know I think it was a a documentary that I seen, a lady that was being abused by a man for, I think, for almost like 15 years. She was in her relationship. And he was abusing her, and she finally, I think she sold him to the bed, like sold the sheets to the bed while he was sleeping, poured hot grease on his face, and stabbed him 64 times, I believe. If I'm correct, I don't know. I gotta double check that and all that. But yeah, I mean, and the flip side, the guy literally came home one day, and he decided to kill his wife, his kids, and then kill himself at the end because he's telling me he lost his job type thing. Like, it's gritty out here. Like, y'all got to be careful, like, in how y'all treat people, because some people, they will go to a dark place you never ever seen. Like, I'm talking about dudes that think that they can treat their girls horrible, and they come back and start stabbing them. You know what I'm saying? Or even you got some crazy girls out there that want to stab you because they can't see you with another person. Like, it's crazy out here. So you got to be careful. So that's the only thing I'm saying is that when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, physical and mental abuse, you got to be very careful with that kind of crap, because you don't want to find yourself in a position where you're with someone that will literally unalive you if you leave them, because you're playing games with people's feelings or hearts and stuff like that. Like, that's dangerous. Like, I just seen a video not too long ago, like, on, I think it was on Facebook. It showed a dude's ex girlfriend took a bottle and bust his girlfriend, his new girlfriend's window with the bottle. You know what I'm saying? And he pulled her to the side, like, "What are you doing? Why are you freaking trying to do all this crazy stuff, thinking you can hit my girl?" You know what I'm saying? Car. And the thing is, she didn't know that girlfriend, that the glass, you know what I'm saying, the glass of her windows that got busted. She came back out with that freaking nine and unalived her on live. Like, they got her recorded. You know what I'm saying? Unaliving this girl for doing that. Like, I'm telling y'all, stop being wild out there. Stop putting yourself in situations. I tell people all the time, and I just hope that if none of this really ever sticks with you, or none of this you want to take to heart, just take this one thing, and this one thing only. Chase peace more than chaos. If you're around someone that is chaos, get away. If you found someone that brings peace, stay there and do whatever you need to do. Change for the better, because that's what a person of peace wants. You know what I'm saying? A person of chaos wants you to do the stupid stuff constantly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, just chase your peace, because I'm definitely chasing mine. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's got any kind of chaos coming for me, shoot, I'm sorry to tell you, all I got is deuces. So hopefully I was able to, you know what I'm saying, enlighten you a little bit on your question. You know what I'm saying? You kind of side me up a little bit with this, you know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. Hey, if you ask the question, I'm gonna answer. You know what I mean? So y'all have a good night. Bless.